Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm Reverend Theresa and I am so happy to welcome you into my home and thank you for welcoming me into yours. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah for those that are observing the holiday, the Festival of Lights. We're going to see a little bit of light here this morning as you see candles set up behind me, and we're going to do a little ritual in a while. As I have been saying for many, many months now, I am so incredibly grateful for the technology that continues to connect us, that literally brings you into my home and brings me into yours. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal, don't you think? It really is. And while I miss your physical presence, I am just so incredibly grateful for being able to continue to do this. So thank you for joining us. You know, we have continued during this time to build community. We have increased our offering of classes. Thank you, Rev G. And we are continuing to do our work around the idea of creating a world that works for everyone. And we start that within our own selves. Every shift in consciousness that each one of us makes is a blessing to the world. It contributes to the whole. This month, we are talking about gifts that keep on giving, such as that, gifts that keep on giving. And last week, we did the gift of spiritual practice. And if you missed that, I do encourage you to go back and look at the recording. It was a beautiful, beautiful service. And you know I was feeling the effects of it long into the week. So I encourage you to take a look at that. This morning, we are looking at the gift of change, the gift of change. And you may be laughing hysterical right now, falling off of your couch with a gift of change. But yes, the gift of change, because within the gift of change, there is that paradox that there's something that is changeless, that always holds us in the midst of whatever we're going through. And that would be the truth during this time of the pandemic. You know, we've been asked not to travel. We've been asked not to do our big family gatherings that we would normally do during the holidays. But what about our traditions? What do we do with those? And so I want to look at that this morning. You know, there's obvious changes that we're going through, and many people find it difficult, not just this year, but every year. Many people find it difficult to be the joyous, bright self that people are expecting us to be during the holidays. You know, many people are grieving loss and loneliness and illness and financial worries. And I understand that this year more than maybe ever. More than maybe ever. Our family suffered a loss this week. Bobby's dad, Robert Feberts, died early Thursday morning. And while it was not unexpected, it was unexpected in that moment. Unexpected. And nonetheless, very sad. And this was just shy of his 97th birthday. Bobby and his dad share their birthdays. And it's December 22nd, and he would have been 97 years old. So just shy of his birthday. And so I suspect there'll be some difficulties, certainly for Lois at this Christmas time. And not being with family makes it even sting more, doesn't it? Yes. So we're feeling it here. We're feeling it in our home. We're feeling it in our family. And we certainly understand and empathize with those of you that are also feeling loss and grieving at this Christmas. If you would, please just join me in prayer right now for a moment of truth, for a moment of truth. What I know, what I recognize in this moment is no matter what is going on in my life or in the world of conditions, I know that there is a truth that I can align with. And so I do so now consciously. I've recognized that I live and move and have my being in a loving and supportive universe that I am truly immersed in, surrounded by a presence and a love so divine, so pure, so unconditional. And I know that that very love that surrounds me and lifts me is what has created me. It is what animates me. It's what breathes me now. It's all that is. There's only one thing. God, spirit, source, energy, life, that creative intelligence, which through an act upon itself creates and recreates and multiplies and diversifies as this thing called life, as each one of us. What I know for myself, I know for all. I am inseparable. I can never be alone, for I am the expression of the divine, and I look this morning through the lens of that truth upon all life as an expression of God. I lean in, I surrender to this truth, to this universal spiritual truth that there is only one thing ever happening. It's the expression of God coming into form to experience itself in a greater way. This morning, I get out of the way. I get my small self out of the way. I bring my pain and I bring my joy into the fullness of this thing called life. And so it is. I trust that this morning will be a beautiful morning for you. It is certainly my intention to share from a place of heartfelt wonder and joy in living. And so to help us with that, we've got Elaine Silver with us this morning, who is just always a treat to have her as our musical guest. And certainly Elaine is no guest. She is the vice president of our board, and she is a licensed practitioner with the Centers for Spiritual Living. And she is a talent and a love and a joy. And here she is, Elaine Silver.
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, we're going to talk about change today. This one is called Breakthrough. And we have a breakdown often first, and then there's a change into a breakthrough. Some of you know that a long time ago I was married to an oldies DJ. 7-year process, and as a result of those 7 years, I have somehow embodied doo-wop. So this song is a little metaphysical doo-wop song. Breakthrough. There was a breakdown in my expectations with a face frown. I'm feeling desperation, looking for that shiny pearl. Then I found my inner world, deep inside and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view. There was a breakthrough, a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There was a breakdown. Everything went wrong, and with a face frown, I began to write this song, looking for that shiny pearl. And then I found my inner world, deep inside and through and through. And as I entered sacred space and feeling centered in this place, there was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view, I found a breakthrough, a breakthrough, breaking through and through. There's some confusion, this seeming limitation. It's just an illusion, this sense of separation. We're always changing and growing into more. Life's a rearranging metaphor. It took a shakedown to bring me back to me. This latest breakdown has really set me free. 'Cause I found my inner world, and I'm a radiating shiny pearl, deep inside and through. As I enter sacred space, I'm feeling centered in this place. There was a breakthrough, revealing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view, I found a breakthrough, a breakthrough, breaking through and through. I am a breakthrough, I'm knowing what is true, a sacred breakthrough. I got a new point of view, I am a breakthrough, and you are too, breaking through and through. Breaking through and through, breaking through and through.
Good morning. That was beautiful, Elaine. Thank you for that. I'm Hector Muniz, and I will be doing this morning's reading. It's based on the Enneagram, and it is called The Stages of the Work. And some of you may be familiar with that. If we were to really observe ourselves, we would become aware of our tensions and habits. If we were to become aware of our tensions and habits, we would let go and relax. If we were to let go and relax, we would be aware of sensations. If we were to be aware of sensations, we would receive impressions. If we were to receive impressions, we would awaken to the moment. If we were to awaken to the moment, we would experience reality. If we were to experience reality, we would see that we are not our personality. If we were to see that we are not our personality, we would remember ourselves. If we were to remember ourselves, we would let go of our fear and attachments. If we were to let go of our fear and attachments, we would be touched by God. If we were to be touched by God, we would seek union with God. If we were to seek union with God, we would will what God wills. If we were to will what God wills, we would be transformed. If we were transformed, the world would be transformed. If the world were transformed, all would return to God. Thank you. Now back to Elaine.
Good morning again. Okay, this is a brand new song, and it's called All Is Well. And it's a waltz, and I'm getting ready to record it with beautiful violin, maybe some piano. All is well. If anybody feels like dancing, go ahead. Cut a rug in your living room. All is well. All is well. All is well. Continually. you and me. This is just all is well 3 times continually, and all is well 3 more times for you and me. You can dance and sing with me if you'd like, or one or the other, or just listen. All is well. All is well. All is well. All is well. Continually. All is well. All is well. All is well for you and me. I'm in the flow of love. I'm in the flow of life. In a boat of gratitude on a river of healing light. All is well. All is well. All is well. Continually. All is well. All is well. All is well for you and me. In the infinite flow, we find the gifts and know that life is an attitude, and challenges can help us grow and change. All is well. All is well. All is well. Continually. All is well. All is well. All is well for you and me. I surrender to what is as I trust in the flow. I affirm my gratitude as I release and I let go. You sing it with me. You start to believe it. Belief is just a thought. We keep singing. Keep thinking and keep singing. Here we go. All is well. All is well. All is well. Continually. All is well. All is well. All is well for you and me. All is well for you and me. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light within. One more time. I call on the light within. I call on the light within. I call on the light, call on the light. I call on the light within. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine, and thank you, Hector. I am so lifted and so in the right place to deliver this message. So thank you both for setting that up for me beautifully. I just love how when left alone, when we're out of the way, Spirit does its thing just so perfectly. I'm grateful. So as I said, I'm talking about the gift of change this morning, the paradox of the changeless, and, the gift of change. Many of you are probably thinking, what is she talking about, the gift of change? Change is something that most people don't like. Who likes change? And who gives change as a gift? And who wants to receive change as a present? Like, who does that, right? Me, I can't say I like change, but since I first found this teaching many years ago, I've been on a journey of change and an adventure of change, and it's been a conscious adventure of change. Like, I knew there were things or I was learning that there were things that I wanted to change and shed, and the freedom that I've experienced in this process of attitude adjusting when I'm faced with change has really been freeing and wonderful. So I want to share just a couple things I've learned. Change is both exciting and frightening. Yes, it's both, and it's the yin and yang. It's both. It's exciting and it's frightening, and even at the same time. And if we've asked for change, let's say if we've made a decision that created change in our lives, it can still be scary, right? I mean, we're still stepping into the unknown, and it's still requiring a level of trust, a level of faith for us to move forward into the mystery, right? The unknown. And what if we didn't ask for it? What if the change feels thrust upon us as if it's unwelcome, unwelcome change? My experience has been this is my growing edge. And while in the midst, it may not be something that feels comfortable, I have learned to look back and see the necessity, many times the necessity. So it's not so much about gift giving as it is about receiving life's changes as inevitable, accepting change as inevitable, as a universal spiritual truth that life is forever evolving and moving and spiraling upward, and change is a part of that. It's a part of our soul's journey, So change in that regard is a constant. It is something that we really can count on. Remember when my son and his wife got married and they asked me if I had any marriage advice, and I said, yes, expect change. Expect change. Expect that you both will change. But before I ask you to rejoice in the transformative power of change, I want us to acknowledge where we are with the events of our lives. Acknowledge our displeasure even with changes. Acknowledge and recognize and honor that we might have a level of mistrust or fear or worry or pain. I don't believe in sweeping anything under the rug. And so that's what this is about this morning. Again, change is both exciting and challenging. It's exciting and frightening. But I'm reminded of the principle of yin and yang, the principle of shadow and light, which is literally what that means, shadow and light. But we're not talking about black and white. I'm not talking about polar opposites. It's more like an interdependence or an interconnectedness. These are not opposing forces, but complementary in nature. Too often we think in terms of this or that, either or. I read a really interesting article online in Psychology Today in talking about change, and they said that all things exist in balance. in order for a thing to be, its mirror must also be present. You know, Ernest Holmes says there's a prototype in the mind of God. There's a prototype. There's a mirror. This is not an opposite, okay? But if we refuse its presence, if we refuse to fight against what is, that thing, that condition, that circumstance, if we fight against what is, if we resist it, then we aren't creating room for the natural, the harmonious flow. We're not creating room for balance then. Really, the construct of either or, the construct of right and wrong, the construct of good and bad, black and white, forces us into a place of imbalance. It forces us into creating for ourselves an imbalance. So whether we're looking through the lens of psychology, as Psychology Today is doing, or we are looking through a lens of spirituality, we end up rejecting ourselves when we fall into that black and white, either or, good and bad. And we reject parts of ourselves, and we reject parts of our community, our culture, and our world. They say that it is quite necessary to seek the light within the darkness and to recognize the darkness within the light. That's the yin-yang. It's a flow. It's a movement. It's a harmony. It's both and. Yes? It's both and. So some examples of that, just some quick examples of that flow and balance when it's at work, is every Sunday for the past 9 months, I have been saying I am so grateful for the technology that has continued to connect us. We've not missed one single Sunday together. You know, praise and blessings for that, right? So we're in the midst of a pandemic and weren't able to come together that second or third week in March, but yet we came together this way and we continue to do that. There's others. There's online health screenings, you know, appointments with healthcare practitioners, healthcare workers. That's working. They're seeing that this is working for people. And so it's something that's going to continue beyond the pandemic. We will continue to broadcast live beyond the pandemic. When we find that it is the right time to come back together, we will still be broadcasting live every Sunday morning. Multiple ideas have been put into play because of the pandemic that we find are actually good ideas that are very useful and will continue. So my hope is that we each can find ourselves during this holiday season in a place of peace, in a place of acceptance, accepting what is in the light of those possibilities for what is to come out of it. I read just this morning that Florida is a red zone. Florida is in the red zone as far as COVID cases. Cases have risen. Positivity rate of testing has risen. Hospitalizations and deaths have all risen. This is real. This is real stuff. So the recommendations are no indoor activities over the holidays with people outside of your immediate household. Not even for people over 65, not even to be in the grocery stores and out and about inside. So it's change. It's asking us to change, and can we find a gift in that? Can we possibly establish a new tradition? Maybe something new, something of value, something that will be lasting for us, that will continue beyond this time, just as we're finding in other sectors. I think that we can do that. I do. You know, the holidays are not easy for many people. It's not just the pandemic, and that's not the only reason why I'm talking about this morning. The holidays can be tough for many people. Some of us don't have happy childhood holiday memories, And some of us still don't enjoy being in a loving family, don't have that availability, don't have that experience. So the holidays can be wonderful for some, and they can be challenging for others. And for some of us, they can be both wonderful and challenging at the same time, right? And some of these challenges that people feel is because there are our loved ones that are no longer here with us in physical form, no longer present in our lives due to either death or divorce or drifting apart or physical distance that makes it difficult to be together. So I want to acknowledge this morning that sense of loss that makes room for good memories to surface. I want to acknowledge that as we do this work, we become available to the many wonderful people that are in our lives now and the good that we do have in our lives now. And if you're one of those people that's listening right here and right now, and you have nothing but Norman Rockwell memories of the holidays, and you're not disturbed at all or frustrated at all with the pandemic and the conditions of not being able to continue traditions this year as normal, if you fall into that category, I invite you to be with us this morning in a consciousness of love and prayer for the rest of us that do have maybe some challenges or difficulties, to hold space for us and with us. We're coming to the end of the year, and I don't think that there's too many people that aren't too sad to say goodbye to 2020. But there's a grief in that, right? There's a grief because we're grieving all the things that we didn't get to do this year. There were events, there were parties, there were trips, there were things that people had planned or looked forward to that didn't get to happen this year. So many people feel blue, and so I was just introduced to this thing called a Blue Christmas ritual, in which we honor all these feelings that I've been talking about. It's a ritual for those that feel blue during the holidays. And I had never heard of this. My CSL colleagues were sharing the ritual and ideas around it, and I really am so incredibly grateful. I'm most grateful to Reverend Dr. Petra Weldis and others, but she shared her ritual, and I've taken some license with it, taken some liberties with it. But my understanding after doing some research is this is a Western Christian tradition that Catholics, Lutherans, Methodists use this as a service during this time of year for people that are grieving. And oftentimes it's held on the longest night of the year. And it involves lighting candles. So you'll see the candles set up behind me. And I think it's very fitting that Hanukkah just started on Thursday and will go through the 18th. And of course, that's the Festival of Lights. We'll be lighting 8 candles this morning. And this first one I'm going to light is what I'm going to call the God candle. This is the candle, the light, the presence, the spark that's within each one of us. It is present everywhere present. It is birthed within each one of us now and always, and it's the source of all life for all of us. And so I'm going to light the God candle. And all other candles now during this ritual will be lit off of that one, recognizing that the presence of divinity, the presence of love, the presence of wholeness, of peace, of acceptance is in each one of these candles, each one of these emotions that we delve into now. So I ask you and invite you to join me in this reverence now as I talk about the first candle that we're going to light. The first candle is in honor of our collective loss this year, the collective loss. There has been a death toll of 1.6 million people. 1.6 million people that have died across the globe due to coronavirus this year. There's been a great loss of life due to hatred, bigotry, racism that we've witnessed this year, that we've witnessed, oh my gosh, so graphically, so poignantly this year. And in years past, and there's a collective pain that we feel this year. There's been a continued loss of life in warring areas across our globe, throughout the world. People still violently warring. And we joined the Compassionate Friends Worldwide Candle Lighting Memorial Service, which began in 1997 and today is held on the 13th of December at 7 p.m. local time for friends and families around the globe to unite in lighting candles during a 1-hour period in honor of children who have left us too soon. These are sons and daughters and brothers and sisters and grandchildren. So as I light this first candle, please join me in a moment, a collective moment of silence for our universal loss, for these great losses that we've experienced. Now, the second candle is in memory of those whom we've personally lost this year. And I know that there have been some deaths that have affected our community, mothers and fathers, sisters, children. So we honor those deaths lost this year, or even in previous years, people with whom we still grieve. People with whom our hearts still ache in missing their presence. We mourn the loss of all who won't be with us this holiday season. And we offer our tears as a testament for our love. So as I light this second candle, say the name of your loved ones and hold them in your heart. The third candle is in recognition of our disappointments. It's in recognition of our frustrations. Disappointments that there's family members that will not be traveling this year, that we ourselves won't be going on those trips to see the grandchildren. Whether due to the pandemic and the urging for us not to have large gatherings, or due to other illnesses or finances. I light this candle, and as I do, say the names of the people that you will miss seeing this year, that you will miss enjoying time with. These are our disappointments and our frustrations. Now the fourth candle. The fourth candle is to redeem our loss, our pain, our sadness, and our anger as our human hearts grieve the losses due to divorce, separation, or betrayal. As our human hearts grieve physical or mental illness, cancers, depression, substance abuse, or those with thoughts of suicide. We offer now our pain as our testament to love. So as I light the candle, say the names of those you hold in your hearts with forgiveness, with kindness, with compassion, with tenderness, with great love. The fifth candle represents our compassion and empathy. For many people have suffered financially this year. And to acknowledge the loss of jobs, financial security, even homes. We acknowledge how our faith has truly been tested this year of 2020. And we acknowledge how our joy in celebrating Hanukkah or Christmas or any other holiday has been diminished. So as I light this fifth candle, let us take a moment to acknowledge Spirit as our source. Acknowledge Spirit as the source and substance of all life. Its abundance in nature, its unconditional love, and that the presence, it is everywhere. It is all-knowing, and it is ever powerful. The sixth candle is lit in gratitude. It is lit in gratitude for our friends and family, those that are still with us, those that are our chosen family, those in the spiritual community, those that we consider family, those who are the absolute incarnation of Spirit, of Spirit's love and support for us right now. Let us feel the gratitude for everyone that we interact with that is uplifting and inspiring. So as I light this candle, take a moment of gratitude and say the names of those that you celebrate, that you love, and that you hold close in your heart. And finally, the seventh candle. I light this candle in honor of the faith and the gift of hope and love this holiday season of light. Whether we are celebrating the birth of the Christ story, whether we are celebrating the festivals of light, this season has much to offer us. It is in honor of that, now that we light the seventh candle, affirming that we, you and I, are the bringers of light in the midst of darkness. So in gratitude, we stand together. We stand together with all those who work tirelessly for peace, for justice, for a healthy future. So as I light this final candle, let us feel in this moment that intention and that solidarity. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I am so grateful for this opportunity to feel the presence, the warmth, the love, the support of spirit. Knowing that wherever I go, I'm never alone. Knowing that no matter how I feel, I am always held. I am always lifted. And what I know for each one of you is no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you are experiencing, no matter how your heart aches, no matter your level of willingness to accept the changes in your life, you're welcome here. I appreciate you being with us this morning. If you ever need any other support from us, please reach out. Please reach out to me. Reach out to any of our practitioners. We are here for you. I love you. Namaste. Now we have another beautiful song from Fairy Elaine Silver.
Hi again. This is 3 songs. One is a new little chant I wrote with a traditional chant, and then a song from the Earnest CDs. We have a little medley for change, and it's just called Change and Changeless Medley. Whatever doesn't, it's new. What doesn't grow and change dies away. What doesn't grow and change has no say. What doesn't grow and change dies away. Whatever doesn't rearrange has no say. The only constant is change. There's a choice to rearrange. The only constant is change, and there's an energy exchange. What doesn't grow and change dies away. What doesn't rearrange has no say. The only constant is change. There's a choice to rearrange. The only constant is change, and there's an energy exchange. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. This one's called I Am Made of God. You are too. I am made of God, and God is all of me. I am made of the Goddess, and she is all of me. I am made of spirit, see it, feel it, hear it. I am made of God, and God is all of me, and you, and me, and you, and me, and you, and me, and you, and me, and you. I am made of God, and God is all of me. I am made of the Goddess, and she is all of me. I am made of spirit, see it, feel it, hear it. I am made of God, and God is all of me. There's a presence, there's an essence, there's a light within me that shines. There's a presence, there's an essence, reflecting the divine. There's a presence, there's an an essence, there's a light within me that shines. There's a presence, there's an essence, reflecting the divine, reflecting the divine, reflecting the divine, reflecting the divine. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. And so it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Elaine, and thank you, Reverend Theresa. What a powerful message today that we can all take with us and grow and learn from. And I love the topic of change because there used to be a t-shirt that said lead follower, get out of the way. And it basically says things are changing all the time and we have a choice of where we want to be. And I think that in change, we have the opportunity in this moment. We are all in the flow of spirit. We are all part of that flow. And the real change that may need to occur in this moment is what relationship do we want to have to that flow? Do we want to be part of it and grow with it, allow it to move through us by sharing from the overflow abundance that is spirit all the time flowing through us, or not? And I definitely choose to be part of that flow, move with that flow as a longtime practitioner in the church that I grew up in used to say, if there ain't no flow, there ain't no grow. And I think growing and unfolding is our spiritual path, no matter how we come to it. Flowing and unfolding is our purpose here. So we are freely given from spirit, we freely receive, and it is our work, I believe, to freely give from that abundance. And that giving is to support this ministry that is growing and flourishing. And just because we're not meeting in a physical space doesn't mean the needs for growth and expansion of the ministry have changed, that it still needs that lubrication of what we call money. The energy of money, the movement of money, and our job, your job, is to transmute the energy of spirit into the energy of flow and grow that we do through the circulation of currency, because currency is really just a representative of that flow. If you hold up whatever denomination of money that you might have in your wallet right now, it of itself has no value. But when we use it and we transmute it into the power of energy and ministry, we are making change happen in our world. And as we change our world, which may just be Sarasota or wherever you are sitting right now, by creating in that flow, we bring flow more fully into the universe around us. So I invite you all to grow and change with me, to be in the flow and allow that grow to happen as we grow and flourish together, moving through this month of December and into the beginning of the new year. I saw a picture somewhere recently that had a ignition button on a car dashboard, and it said start and 2021. So that's just around our corner. So it's time for us to be moving and growing and creating a new world. So I invite you to grow with me. I invite you to bless the giver, bless the gifts, and know that as we share from the abundant overflow of spirit, that we are growing and changing our individual worlds and the worlds that we participate in through this growing and unfolding ministry of Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. Peace and blessings to you all, and grow and flow. Thank you very much. And now it's back to Elaine. We've had a small change this morning in our universal flow. Thank you, Elaine.
Thank you. That was Rev G, Reverend Emil. Thank you so much. Okay, this is Bobby's song. He asked me to sing it for him this morning. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all life and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all life and pass it on. Theresa.
Thank you so much. Again, thank you for being here with us this morning. I love that Rev G, the energy of flow and grow, the energy of flow and grow. That is wonderful. I just have a few quick announcements. If you are on board with this message, if you're on board with what we did this morning, if you're on board with what you hear any morning here with us, we invite you to join us, to engage at a deeper level and become a member. We're right now doing our membership drive. It'll be through the end of January. And membership does this. It benefits you. We've designed memberships so that you have a reason to join. You get discounts. You get 20% off of accredited courses, 10% off of workshops. When we ever have a bookstore, you will get discount on the bookstore. If you're a first-time member, you will get a 6-month free subscription to the Science of Mind magazine. There's many benefits, and one of the biggest ones probably is being that energetic feeling when you've made a commitment and a decision to join, to commit to your spiritual growth and this spiritual family and this community and this ministry that is, as Rev G said, expanding. And that really is your number one benefit. But we also get a benefit. Energetically, we get that same benefit, that energy of growth and expansion. But also we get our level of membership determines how many delegates we have when we go to the convention every year, the Center for Spiritual Living Convention. So your joining adds to our voting, our say in how the organization shows up in the world. And so that's a big thing too. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. If you have questions around it, you certainly can let me know. If you need to be on our email list in order to get this information, because I'm mailing it out frequently right now. So make sure that you have gone to our website and you're receiving our emails. Our website is cslculturalcoast.org. Again, I announced in the very beginning that Bobby's father, Robert Fieberts, passed away Thursday morning. If you would like to, and of course, Bob and Lois are members of our community, not only our parents. But if you would like to send Lois a card, I know she would appreciate that. She will be moving possibly here shortly. So use our email, the center's email, which is CSLCC at 8350 Bee Ridge Road, 8350 Bee Ridge Road. And that is number 250, Sarasota, Florida. And the zip code is 34241. And then I want to just remind you, I've been sharing, we've got so many things going on this month, and I've been sharing about it in these emails that I send out weekly. But I want to highlight that this evening is the Centers for Spiritual Living Cozy Couch Concerts. And they've been doing these since the pandemic began, but we're doing a special one for the holidays. It's tonight, Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's being aired Mountain Time, so it starts at 5 Mountain Time, but Eastern Time will be 7 p.m. And it's Amy Bishop, Gary Lynn Floyd, and our friend Eddie Watkins Jr. You know, Eddie has performed for us before on Sunday mornings, and he was also with us for our installation celebration. We could start a watch party if somebody knows how to do it. I don't have the energy right now to figure it out, but we can watch together even on Facebook. So go to our Facebook page. The information, the link is there. Then next Sunday, we are doing a choral Christmas music with Unity of Sarasota. We have just a few chorus members from our organization and a few from Unity, and Rob Satori and Bobby are the music directors. Reverend Dr. Susie Shadle and myself will be there to welcome you as host, but we will all be masked and very much social distance, and it will be live streamed. And so there will be the information, the link for you to come on and watch that as well. That will be next Sunday. So this Sunday night we have a performance, and next Sunday night for you. Both are free for you to enjoy. And as always, don't forget Julie's meditation on Thursday evenings. That is a gift. With that, y'all, I love you dearly. I appreciate you being here with us. I appreciate you so very much. I hope this morning was a blessing for you as it was for me. And I'm going to be posting the social gathering link for our Zoom time right now. Love and blessings. Thank you.
Okay, and it's my job, I just realized, to remind everybody that we do have practitioners that will pray for you. So it's me, it's Bobby Fever, it's our friend Tom, Ethy, Julie. We're all religious science licensed practitioners, and also Reverend Theresa and Rev G, Reverend Emil. They're practitioners too. So we will pray for you. Just send a prayer request to prayer@cslculturalcoast.org, prayer@cslculturalcoast.org. And I'm going to do a song that was written in 1988 by wonderful Pat Humphreys. And I often do this at memorial services. And I wanted to sing it this morning in honor of Bob Fever, who, as you know, made his transition early Thursday morning. And it's called Swimming to the Other Side. And I just think it's a wonderful expression of our humanness and our spirit and bringing us to oneness. And there's a lot of words in the chorus, but if you feel like joining in, let's see. We are living with the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. I am alone. I am searching, hungering for answers in my time. I am balanced at the brink of wisdom. I'm impatient to receive a sign. I move forward with my senses open. Imperfection would be my crime. In humility I will listen. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living with the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits will live forever. We're all swimming to the other side. On this journey through thoughts and feelings, binding intuition, my head, my heart, I am gathering the tools together. I'm preparing to do my part. All of those who come before me band together and be my guide. Loving lessons I choose to follow. We're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper. We are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits live forever, we're all swimming to the other side. When we get there, we'll discover all of the gifts we've been given to share have been with us since life's beginning, and we never noticed they were there. We can balance at the brink of wisdom, never recognizing that we've arrived. Loving spirits live together, we're all swimming to the other side. We are living beneath the great Big Dipper, we are washed by the very same rain. We are swimming in the stream together, some in power and some in pain. We can worship this ground we walk on, cherishing the beings that we live beside. Loving spirits live forever, we're all swimming to the other side. Loving spirits will live forever, we're all swimming to the other side. Thank you so much. Enjoy every moment.